Starting Up, the only show on Indian television that is dedicated to the startup community. This week we come to you from the Bombay store here in Mumbai. From a fast-growing firm in the financial inclusion space to the penultimate episode in our Super Angel series, lots to look forward to this week. Here's what's coming your way over the next half hour. On the show this week, the new challenger in the financial inclusion space, it's Seed on What's Your Story. On Super Angel's budget accommodation booking platform makes its pitch to Super Angel Mahesh Murthy. And finally, on Bootstrap, we take you through the basics of writing a good business plan. Now, the financial inclusion space that's banking the unbanked sector in the country has seen a whole lot of growth recently. One startup that's really helped change the model from corporate social responsibility to financial inclusion is Seed. Survi Goyal explored the Seed model for us and gets us their story.
In Patparpur district of Rohtak, Mahadev, a farmer and many others like him, can now deposit their hard-earned money safely in banks. So even though there is no proper bank branch or ATM available, all of this is possible with the help of a thumb impression. Anirban Roy made this possible when he decided to take a deep dive into entrepreneurship after honing his skills with global management consultancy firm Ernst & Young. Started in 2006, Seed works in collaboration with both private incumbent banks to help them realize their social goals. Started as a CSR initiative in 2006, Seed completely changed its model to focus on financial inclusion in 2008.
One of the parts of implementation was of economic development. And economic development without access to banking, access to economic credit, etc. has no meaning. So our activities in financial inclusion were a logical extension of what we were doing. So our business model has also evolved in that sense. So today there is a synergy between what we do as part of a CSR for say firms and also link it up with what we do as a banking. Although the banking correspondent network which we have now is a very pan-India network and it's in its own way a huge network.
By providing biometric smart cards to villagers and poor people, Seed aims to empower them and has managed to disperse pensions worth 1 crore rupees.
पहले हमने पैसा लेकर यहाँ से 15 किलोमीटर दूर बैंक में जाना पड़ता था रोहतक। अब हमें अपने पैसे को यहीं जमा करवा देते हैं। दूसरा, हमारे गांव में जो है गरीब तबका ज्यादा है, जो कि रोजाना बचत कर लाता है, मेहनत करके लाता है जो मजदूरी, उसका ये फायदा हो गया कि उसके अंदर से कुछ न कुछ यहाँ बताकर अपना जमा करवा देता है।
By a mere swipe of this smart card, almost 2 million people spread across India can access pension schemes and of course debit and credit their savings in 17 banks spread across India. Reaching out to the bottom of the pyramid, Seed gives the country's unbanked access to no-frill bank accounts and a bouquet of banking products. Their business model is simple. Seed charges banks a fixed fee of 45 to 70 rupees per bank account it opens and a commission of 1% on banking products. And banks have seen great value in this. Over the last 18 months, they've opened over 2 million accounts for a roster of banks that includes Punjab National Bank, State Bank of Jaipur and the State Bank of Hyderabad. One such bank that has seen great value in Seed services is the Punjab National Bank.
In our circle, we were having 89 branches. We were having about 10 lakh customers, deposit as well as credit customers. Through EBT only, we have been able to add 1 lakh new customers in our fold.
To consumers, Seed provides an easy, convenient way to avail of banking services, while for banks, it's a cost-effective way to reach out to India's unbanked. With this value proposition, Seed has now expanded to 20 states with a reach in 6,900 villages. And one role model for Seed is Fino, the leader in the financial inclusion space with an account holder base of 59 million accounts. While the market is large enough, scaling up is a key challenge. and these are some of the lessons that Seed can perhaps learn from its compatriots.
The very definition or very fundamental of this micro customer is it's a small ticket customer, which means you have to scale to make money. The technology has to be something which can scale to a very large volume, and technology has to have the capability to integrate with the mainstream banking systems in the country. Because this customer may be a micro customer, but as the customer grows and as the customer comes into the mainstream fold, the customer will engage into channels which are offered by banking to the traditional customer.
With their community enrichment activities, Seed has garnered revenues of 20 crore rupees and expects 150 crore of revenues by the end of this year. Their growth rate has so far been impressive, but as it often happens, quick growth is often followed by a period of consolidation. Seed's performance in the next 2 years, therefore, is key, and this in many ways will set them up to capture the large opportunity that lies in the bottom of the pyramid.
And with more and more banks now showing immense amount of interest in this space, you can be sure it's a sector that will be on the upswing. Let's take a breather here on the show, but coming up on Super Angels, myguesthouse.net, which is the easiest way to book budget accommodations. They make their pitch to Super Angel Mahesh Murthy.